everybody, I'm Hannah, and today I want to be talking about some of the things we are going to be doing on this channel, some of the things I want to do on this channel, or hope to maybe dip into a little bit. So let's get into it. So I have my list here of things that I plan to do, work on or whatever. And on the first one, sewing. I will more than likely be doing sewing on this channel because there's nothing I love more than multitasking, and I am in a sewing class for college. To get off on that for a second, I am a full-time college student. My major it's kind of complicated a little bit. Most people will know my major as Family and Consumer Sciences. For those who may be an older audience, that is what used to be called Home Economics, often referred to as Home Ec. And at my specific university, it is referred to as Human Development, Hospitality, and Food Science, or Hospitality, Human Development, Food Science, one of the two. I always seem to mix up the first two names. So if you hear me refer to HHFS, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my major because it's a lot easier to say HHFS than it is to say the whole mouthful that I said before. But I am taking a sewing class right now. It is going well. So far we've made a pillowcase, we've made a quilt, and we are now working on making pajamas, and it's going okay. It's my first time ever working with a pattern, and I've had some difficulties because of some circumstances. I am living at home and taking college classes, which should be hands-on, from a university that's over an hour and a half from me. And believe you me, it has provided many, many challenges. But I'm getting through it, and it's gonna be okay. So, at least that's what I tell myself. So back to this. I will more than likely be working on my pajamas within the next little bit. You'll probably have a video about that. Sadly, you will not be seeing them on me because they do not fit me. We have already determined that. But it's fine. Somebody's getting a Christmas present. No, I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. But I do want to make a video on that because why not make content and get a project done? My second thing is you will most definitely be seeing crochet on this channel. I even have it right. I have what I'm working on, my whip or work in progress here. I am using this yarn, and it's going to be a shawl. I'm super excited to get this done, but I'm going to save that for a later video, but that's just kind of a sneak peek for you. Next we have embroidery, and kind of, I guess I should talk about embroidery, loom crafts, and jewelry making all kind of at the same time. I have thoroughly enjoyed each one of these crafts at a point in time in my life. I do want to get back into them. I still have whips or works in progress in each of these areas, but I haven't worked on them in a hot minute. College keeps me very busy, and so I would enjoy getting back into those and sharing them with you. If you are interested, let me know. I mainly stopped making jewelry because I made up, I think I have 40 or 50 projects completed, and I didn't have a very good experience because I wasn't super well known selling them. though I would like to. But when something doesn't work out the way you want it to, you go for it as long as you can, and then at some point in time you have to say, we'll try again at a later date. And that's what I have done with jewelry making. The embroidery and the loom crafts, they both provided a great deal of time. I am extremely I'm extremely slow with embroidery. It takes me forever to work on it. So that's part of the reason why it's something that you work on for a few hours and then you put it down and you're like, okay, I gotta work on something else and see a little bit more progress. And so that's kind of where I got to with that. The loom crafts, they're pretty easy, pretty fun. You can make a lot of things fairly quickly. And so I am excited to learn more about that because we are always learning. We're always figuring out new things to do. And yeah, so I'm excited to learn a little bit more about that. Flower arranging, I can't guarantee that I will do flower arranging on this channel because it is something that it's a labor of love, more so than just for fun. I recently lost a very close family member to me, and if you know me, which probably all of you watching this video right now know me enough to know the situation, but I want to keep her grave looking nice, and so it's something that I work on more so out of love and respect for her than anything else. I do enjoy it, and it provides me with something nice to do, but I don't know if I'm ready to share that with everyone just yet. So we will see. There might be some flower arranging in the future. There may not be. It just depends. Okay, and on a lighter note, I have possibly quilting here because quilting is a ton of work, literally a ton. I have made 3 quilts in the last 4 years, and 2 queen size, and I've made 1 lap quilt. The lap quilt was for class, but the queen size, both of the queen sizes were for just kind of to teach me how to sew, to be honest. I had never touched a sewing machine before making those quilts, and it provided me with a lot of knowledge. If you want to start sewing or you have an interest in sewing, I suggest you dive right in because it does provide you with a ton of information. You learn a lot, and just realize that you're not going to be perfect the first time, and that's a-okay. Also, think about how you're going to quilt it, because if you're going to hand quilt it or tie quilt it, which I will show you at another time, I guess, what that looks like. But if you're going to do that, just realize that it takes forever. Not that the whole project doesn't take forever, but if you don't enjoy hand sewing, you might want to make one that you can sew, that you can quilt by doing it on the sewing machine. There are tons of tutorials on YouTube. Just search one up, and you can kind of see the different ways of quilting, and that will provide you with a lot of knowledge. Lastly, I have on here, and who knows what else. And the reason that's on there is because, as I have previously said, crafters are always learning. We're always learning, picking up new crafts, doing new things. Okay, I shouldn't say all of us. I feel like a lot of us, though. If you have one thing you're into, you probably have a few more. But like, for instance, all of these things on my list that I do or that I have done, you know, it's kind of how it is. There's some things that I want to kind of dip into, which would be candle making, sorry, I went blank. What is it called? I named them so well a while ago. Okay, now that I've gathered my thoughts, sorry about that. But the things that I am interested in trying is candle making, soap making, and then yarn dyeing and spinning. I have wanted to try this for a very long time. The yarn dyeing is something that I probably will not be doing anytime soon because it takes a lot of things, and it's also kind of expensive. For one, you have to buy your wool and whatnot, and then you have to dye it or whatever. Well, okay, I should rephrase that. You have to buy your yarn, which is usually like not like store-bought yarn, typically, at least from what you usually see. And then you buy a wool for spinning yarn, which I have wanted to do for a while. I've had a textiles class, and that really gave me an interest for that. So those are some of the things that I'm interested in doing in the future. But yeah, if you're interested in any of these things, I hope that you will stick around, kind of join me, see what is going on. At one point, whenever I get enough people to do so, I would love to do some lives and just kind of like chat back and forth, share our crafts, share our love for crafts, and just kind of, talk, have a good time. But until then, I will make videos, and I hope that you will stick around, subscribe, like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!